This is BYD Han, one of the top-selling luxury electric cars in China. Today I will be bringing you around to have a look at the exterior. I have to actually open it. Oh my goodness, come on BYD. The interior,
It just makes you feel like home.
and also go for a drive.
So the driving experience for this car is actually quite good. The brakes are very smooth.
Welcome back to Chinese Car Guy. This is probably one of the best looking Chinese cars in the market. It has amazing sleek lines and have amazing tradition and heritage embedded in this car. Let's start off with the lights. This has very sleek LED headlights that apparently was inspired by the look of a dragon. You have the Han symbol over here instead of the word BYD, which is really nice. And at the bottom, it doesn't really have a grille, but it is really aerodynamic. I mean, this red color really stands out from the crowd. Now let's move on to the side profile. This car looks so sleek. It is equipped with 19-inch wheels. Look at this part as well. It writes BYD design, and this contour over here, it's just so aerodynamic and it looks really handsome. We have the traditional side mirror that is not really any different from any car. This is in contrast with some of the newer car models like Xiaomi SU7, where the side mirror is frameless. And you have the hidden door handles over here. So to open it, you press this button and it will pop open. And the door handles also have the word Han. Actually, everywhere in the car has the word Han. And that really exemplifies the tradition and heritage of China, because Han is actually one of the most important dynasty of China. In fact, the wheels over here also have the word Han. You have the triangular window over here and sort of like a gill of a fish that looks a little imposing, a little like a sports sedan. Let us move to the rear. We have a very nice LED light over here, and it also writes BYD tag. This looks very futuristic. In fact, this part over here looks like the traditional Chinese housing that you see in Asia. The shingles of the houses look often like a scroll, and I think this is where they got their inspiration from. This part is where I find the most impressive. Build your dreams. This car literally reminds us every second to not forget your dreams and go and chase them. But there is actually an interesting story about the car brand that I will be sharing with you later when we are driving. This is the Chinese name for BYD, which is 比亚迪, and also it states EV, because there are actually dual motor versions for this car as well. And again, this is a Chinese character Han. To open the boot, you click the button here and it will automatically open. The space of the boot is definitely huge. I believe you can put two 28-inch suitcases here, and that is not gonna be a problem. To close the boot, you click this button and it will automatically close. This is the charging port, and this is very uncool. Look at this. I have to first click open this, and it doesn't automatically open by itself. I have to actually open it. Oh my goodness, come on BYD. This should be a standard. This is gonna be the fast charging, which is the bigger one, and this is the slow charging, which is smaller one. Once you're done, again, there's no single button for it to be automatically closed. You have to close it yourself. Oh my goodness. And you have to push it. Come on. So for this car, there is no frunk, and it also has a giant word Han.
So for the interior of the car, it is extremely comfortable, both for the driving and the passenger. This is the steering wheel, and it's very round, very comfortable. This is made of leather, and you have the Han logo over here. And it is very comfortable to hold as well when you're driving. This is the front dash, and it tells you all the information that you need, but as a Chinese car, the heads-up display is a must. Here we have a lot of buttons. Check this out. If I were to click this button over here, the screen actually rotates. Personally, I prefer it to be landscape mode because I feel the portrait mode is a little weird, especially during navigations. So this is the 360 degrees camera. This is the ACC. This is the button that you pick up calls, you give voice commands, change songs, etc. We have lighting stalks over here, wipers over here. It was funny actually, because when I was driving, I actually got quite used to the Mercedes changing of stock. So there was a couple of times where I changed the gears from driving mode to reverse with this stock, and the wipers just came off. The gear is also physical and feels very good to shift. Another thing that this car does very well and is extremely suitable for European market is that it is extremely tactile. As you can see, there's a lot of physical buttons over here, which a lot of electric cars are doing away now. You have USB-C and USB cup holders, very spacious. Also, you have this compartment that is quite helpful if you want to store things. And also, this part is a wireless charging. This is quite good. We have the adjustable air vents for the driver. This is something that I love so much because as technology progresses, there's a lot of cars without physical air vents. For example, Xiaomi SU7 is an amazing car, but they don't have physical air vents and it annoys me so much. And speaking of which, if you have not checked out my review on Xiaomi SU7, make sure you click the pop-up button right there. The center control is fairly responsive. You also have the voice assistance. So, 你好小迪，
我在，
请打开窗。
主驾车窗正在打开。
This never gets old. We also have the glove box here. Look at that leathering. It is amazing. This reminds me of a sofa. So whenever I enter this car, I feel very comfortable at ease. And also I really like that there is a Han logo over here. This is beautiful. And here we have the mirror with LED lights. This is actually the sunroof's cover. We also can make the sunroof go all the way back, so check this out. This is great for a summer day. Now again, the back seat is the bomb. The leather seating, the leg space. Look at the knee room. If you're not satisfied, you as a passenger or the driver is able to adjust it. So if you push this all the way front, I mean, look at this. This is like a cabin on its own. This is incredible. It's just so comfortable. And of course, you have some storage compartments over here with, again, Han, build your dreams. Here you have your windows, your comfortable sofa, and your speakers over here. Everywhere in this car reminds you of heritage. I think this car is a little more traditional and heritage. Oh no! Okay, I think I have to. So as I was saying, you have your holder, the lining. Here we have storage compartments. You have the cup holder. Again, physical air vents. The leather, and it just makes you feel like home. 你好，小迪。
右后排请讲。
帮我打开车窗。
右后车窗正在打开。
Wonderful. It is able to tell exactly where you're sitting and giving the voice command. Also, you have the ISOFIX. Here, that's where I installed my baby seat. This is also able to assess your trunk. I think being chauffeured in this can be comparable to being chauffeured in Mercedes E-Class. Speaking of which, if you have not checked out my video on Mercedes E-Class, make sure you click the pop-up button. Alright, now let's go for a drive. So the driving experience for this car is actually quite good. The brakes are very smooth. And one positive thing is that there are a lot of tactile buttons and it is very easy for me to control when I'm driving. There's also a very clear heads-up display that is very easy for me to navigate and not really look down at the screen because that can be annoying at times. One thing though is that I feel that the steering wheel is slightly stiff. I've already made the settings to be smooth, but it still requires some form of force for you to actually turn the wheels. One thing I do have to say is that when I am reversing, when I'm parking, or sometimes just turning the signals to the left and right. At night, when the center screen is dark, it will suddenly blow up with a 360 degrees camera that is so bright and you can't really adjust it, and that really blinds you. I do want to quickly touch base on the history of BYD. BYD started as a battery company in 1995. It is founded by Wang Chuanfu and was initially known as Yadi Electronics, named after Yadi Road in Shenzhen, where the company was once based. That's because real badass businessmen in China really couldn't care less about names, and I just
1000% focused on making great products. When they registered the company, the word B was added to provide the company with an alphabetical advantage in trade shows, similar to how Apple got its name. So as the name BYD had no particular meaning, they started adopting a backronymic slogan, Build Your Dreams, when it participated at the 2008 North American International Auto Show in the US. The rest is history.
This car, I feel it is a little bumpy, so the suspension can be improved. Well, for some people it is hypnotic. For me, I don't like to be in a trampoline while I am in a car. As for the technological part of the car, I would say that it is not as high-tech as some of the other cars, such as Hi5 X, where everything is controlled by the center screen or voice command. And if you have not checked out my video on Hi5 X, make sure you click the pop-up banner right there.
So what do you think about this car? Will you buy it? Please let me know your comments down in the section below, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for your support.